just in a good type of situation, you would rather have everything you need right there so you can put it together. They believe that by putting it all in front of you at the same time, you put it together more quickly than looking and searching for the boxes. So that is kidding. A waste, as I've talked about, is anything that takes time, resources, or space but does not add to the value of the product, the service delivered to the customer. So moving is a waste. Walking from there to there, moving a product where it doesn't need to go is a waste. Inventory is a waste. Those are all things that don't add to a product. A quick changeover is team-based improvement activity that significantly reduces setup and changeover time, which, as you see under it, says quick changeover time, and that's just when you have to make different types of parts, because obviously one person doesn't make the same part all day. You have to change up what you make based on what a product calls for. So, like an example of that would be if someone's like making a different type of phone, let's say. They make an iPod and an iPhone 5, and then they make one of the Galaxies, or then they make something else. Like, they don't make the same thing all day long. They change up what they make. So therefore, you want a quick changeover time. You want it where the parts you need are in front of you for when you need them, and then when you have to change over, it's the new parts that you need are right in front of you as quickly as possible. And any machines that you need to change over, because obviously if you need a machine to do it, you have to change over the machine. So you want to make sure that that changeover is quick as well, because those are also a waste. It doesn't make sense to, and when I first heard of it, it didn't make sense to me that setting up a machine would be considered a waste, but in terms of lean, it's a waste to have to set up a machine, because in a perfect world, we would have a machine for everything and just go to a different machine based on what we need. But realistically, that costs a lot of time and it costs a lot of money. So having a quick changeover time is what is realistic. Tact time is the available work time divided by the customer demand. So you want it to be where the tact time is equal to how quick we put out a product. So you don't want customers asking for it and there be a slower tact time. So tact time is how long it takes to put a product out. So like I said, 5 minutes to put out a product. We don't want customers that they need it, let's say, every 2 minutes. So, but our tact time is 5 minutes. So therefore, we can't keep up with the customer demand. So in cases like that, we might have to add more employees, or we might have to talk with the customer about a different tact time, because we can't produce the product in the time frame that they are expecting us to produce it in. So that is a tact time. In a perfect world, we try to keep a tact time, especially in industry. You want your tact time to be half that of what a customer expects it to be. And that's because there are situations that obviously come up in any business where you might have to, employees might not show up one day, or, in general, there is a fatigue factor of 15 to 20% for employees, because people aren't robots who keep doing things at the same time. So we try to keep our tact time a lot less than what the customer expects, so that we can, if anything happens, we can still keep up with customer demand, so we don't have an unhappy customer. Because if you have an unhappy customer, you're going to lose business, you're going to lose money. The cycle time is the time to complete one cycle of a complete process. So 5 minutes might be the time it takes to put this part onto this part, but it might not be the complete time to put the whole part together. Each person does a little bit of the process. They don't put the whole thing together at each station. So the cycle time is the time it takes from start to finish to put the whole thing together. Gemba is something that we do in Lean, which I actually participated in a few weeks ago. And that's when you go to see another place. Most companies, especially companies that have a lot of, like our company that have a lot of little companies under them, they have their companies go and visit each other in order to see what other companies are doing. Because just because you're doing something great in one area doesn't mean you can't have room for improvement, can't learn from other places and what they're doing. A lot of places might be doing things that you never thought of before and are a great idea. So it's just a great way of sharing ideas and seeing what other companies are doing and seeing if you can make it applicable to your business as well. Standard, kind of along the lines of standard work, it's a known expectation, so it's something that's standard. It's pretty basic, everyone knows what that is. Kaizen is continuous improvement, just another Japanese word. Value stream is something that I've read a lot in my economics class. I've seen a lot of value stream. It's something that every company does, from Google to iPod, iPhone, to any company you can imagine does a value stream. If they have any type of engineering department, they do a value stream. And what a value stream is, it's more commonly known as a value stream mapping. That's when you want to put a new product out. You have to do every step within that process, from person ordering it to you delivering it to their house. And that might sound, some people that might sound, oh, that's only a few steps, but that's every little step within the process. The largest value stream map I ever saw took up a wall that was about the size of that one behind you. And that's just because there are so many different little steps that go into the process, from moving it to where you're getting it from suppliers. So like I said, every company that ever puts out a new product does a value stream map before they even consider putting the product together. And that's because by doing a value stream map, you have a better idea of what's required. Visual display, basically visual control, visual display. Those are just making things more visual in order for the person to understand, for the operator to understand. Andon is, and Jidoko and Poka-yoke, those are all more Japanese terms. Andon is an electrical light panel which serves to alert the supervisor of problems, so basically, having a light panel. Jidoka, we already talked about with one of the columns, but that's quality. Poka-yoke, it's one of my favorite terms. It's error proofing, so it's just